Hey, stop scrolling. There is like an overwhelming feeling of like sadness. Like there is something that has completely overcome me. You need this reading. Let's get this message out because you need some validation or something. Okay. Let's just get this reading out. I call on Archangel Michael with your shield and your sword. Please guard and protect this space. Transmute all energy to love and light. What is this energy, Spirit? What is this energy? We have the Walker, the unknown journey, the Hound, loyalty, chains, promises, and we have the Forgotten in reverse. This is missed opportunities, fear of failure. So, by the way, this is the Citadel. The link is for this is in my Amazon. There is a journey that you are on, and you have shifted timelines so much that you are now walking a journey that is unfamiliar. This is not the first lifetime that you have lived with or have encountered like the main characters of your life, like parents, siblings, ex-spouses, spouses, best friends, all that stuff. This isn't the first time that you've had a go at this. Like you've had a go at this type of life other times, and you have now like shifted into a higher vibrational timeline. It's been very difficult. Like you were like this card right here, the Hound, it talks about like being like the feeling of obligation. Like I can't leave them because I'm obligated, because they're my family, because like I made this choice, because like I made a promise or something like that. And it's not necessary. Look, you're not perfect and the other person's not perfect either. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying here is that it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to say, I don't think I want to keep making this choice anymore. And that's what you've done. You've decided, I'm not going to make the same decision like I was making before, and I'm going to choose something else. But you're having a hard time because previously in the other timelines or the other time, like the other, I guess, choices that you were making, you were able to see like kind of a trajectory of like, okay, if I choose this, this is what's going to happen. You know, like this, I can see this happening like the next week or the next month or the next year or something like that. You're not able to see that anymore. You're able to see like maybe 1 or 2 steps ahead of you, and it's kind of freaking you out. You're kind of like, okay, what do I do next? Like, I know that this is the best thing for me. I know that this is in my highest good. I know that I am the villain in somebody's story, like, and that's okay. But you're having a hard time going like, well, I don't know if I do this step, I don't know what comes next. And your guides are saying you just have to do the one step, because you're in the midst of like several different timelines. Salem is here. Come on. You're in the midst of like several different timeline splits. And so it's very, your guides are saying like you have to trust the process, because I'm also getting very much like when you're having a hard time picking one because you can't see what comes after, and they're saying the timeline hasn't been created because you've never been in this timeline in any lifetime before. So before, you were living in a place that was very comfortable, like in a place, right? Like in an energetic space where that was very comfortable, but you're not in that space anymore. They're saying that like you need to pick the one thing that they're guiding you to do, and you know it either like cognizantly, they're giving you visions, they're telling you like, there's a lot of different ways that you know they're giving you like visual cues, like they're giving you signs on your Instagram, on your TikTok, when you're driving around, at the grocery store, at the bank. Like, they're giving you all kinds of different signs. Like, one of them is this black cat. Hold on, I have to pick him up. Okay, so they're saying that, like, you have, like, several different signs that they're giving you. And they're saying that, like, all you have to do is just pick the next one, and then the next step will be revealed to you. That's part of being in your highest possible timeline, is that you're not going to know what comes next, because the timelines have not been created yet. You're writing the book literally right now. Salem, I love you, my boy. Okay, come here. You're literally writing the book right now. You're creating the timelines based on your decisions right now. So they're saying with the forgotten in reverse, you're not missing any opportunities. They're saying you can't fail. They're saying that it's impossible to screw this up. Like, there is no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. So they're saying, like, it's impossible to screw it up. So it's also impossible to, like, miss something. Do you know what I mean? Hey, bud. Okay, let's, like, keep doing the reading, okay? I know, he just wants cuddles. Okay, we have the adventurer. They're saying, like, don't be afraid and, like, try something new. And that's kind of the energy that you've been in. The energy, Salem, Jamichael Moore. Thank you. Okay, so they're saying that, like, the energy that you've been in is, like, okay, but if I choose this, like, I might, like, I'm being, like, selfish or something like that. They're saying, like, you're thinking too much about, like, expectations and responsibilities. They're saying you need to come into a place where you're just like, I am going to walk towards my highest excitement and my biggest passions, because that is what my heart and my mind and my life desires. So they're saying that, like, if something no longer resonates with me, break the chains. If something no longer resonates with me, break the chains. Release the responsibility and expectation within reason, okay? It's more about the expectations and, like, the responsibility that you have to people within reason, okay? Use your best judgment. Obviously, if you're responsible for kids, do not abandon them. I feel like I have to say that because people are going to come at me. So, like, I'm saying here that, well, Spirit is saying here, like, go live your best life. Go live a joyful life. There is, okay, some people are going to see you and blame you. You have the assassin here. You have the sentinel. You have the captain. Pathless. Oh my gosh, this is so much. Spy master, cartographer. Okay. With the assassin, it's like the old timeline is, it's like dying. You're like, you're also saying goodbye to, like, an old version of yourself. So that means you also have to say goodbye to people. And you're like, I am severing this connection. I refuse to do that. You have the sentinel in reverse. So this talks about, like guarding and protecting yourself, like being determined, certainty. But they're saying, like, you're, like, worried. They're saying that, like, this is going back to the worry, like, but what if it's not right? What if I choose the wrong timeline? You can't choose a wrong timeline. You're already in your highest possible timeline. So you're literally creating it. And I also need to say to you, like, all paths lead to the same place. But some are easier, some are more direct, some are a roundabout, okay? Some of them are going to, like, it's going to be like switchbacks, you know? But they're saying here with the captain, they're saying that, like, you are the one that's writing the book. You are the author. You are the writer, director, producer of the show, play, movie, okay? You are the composer of this symphony. Like, you are the artist with the canvas. Like, the canvas is life and you are the painter, okay? So they're saying, like, it's about you. Like, your spirit guides are saying, like, we are here for you. We are here for you. And, like, we're on your team. We have your back. So all you have to do is, like, make a decision, and they're like, cool, got it. We will move the mountains. We will stop airplanes. We will, like, I mean, I took a flight the other day, and it was delayed. I was scheduled for a flight the other day. It was delayed. And then 24 hours later, I realized why. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, that's how much spirit will move for you. That's how much spirit will move for you. They will literally move the mountains, these streams. They will create waterfalls and stop waterfalls, whatever it is, for you. They will delay traffic. They will move traffic, whatever it is, for you. And that's what they're saying, like, take command. You are the captain of the ship, okay? We understand, they're saying we understand that you have a lot of difficult decisions coming at you. It's almost like you have, like, maybe like 1, 2, or 0 people around you who are on the path that you're on. So they're also saying, like, it feels like a lack of direction. It feels like, well, I don't know anybody else who's doing this. Like, am I fucking crazy? Like, am I an asshole? Like, am I a jerk? You know, like, that's the other thing that I'm getting for you. And they're saying, no, you're not, okay? So you have the cartographer, so, like, and the spy master. They want me to do these together. So they're saying that, like, you have to trust yourself. Because, and this is going to be the hardest thing, because throughout your life, you have been surrounded by people who didn't trust you, or told you that you were dumb, or told you that you were like, well, that's not a very good idea, or whatever. I don't know why. Just a second. I feel like this conversation needed coffee. Okay. So they're saying that, like throughout your life, you have been surrounded by the type of personality, either born into it or married and got out of it, or your boss or a manager or an entire fucking company. I don't know. Like, they're saying just, like, throughout your life, you have been around people who instilled a distrust in yourself because they wanted to continue to control you. Just let that sink in. Throughout your life, you have been around people and have been exposed to people who instilled a distrust in yourself because they wanted to be the ones to control you. So if you had an idea, they would tell you it wasn't a good idea. They would do something else. Or if they didn't want you hanging out with somebody anymore, they would tell you that person isn't a very good person. That's not the truth, but that's what they would tell you, okay? And at some point you have to go, like, well, why is that? Why is that, like, my disposition in my life, you know? Why was I born into this family? Why was I exposed to this at such a young age? Like, why did this happen to me? Because when you're little, it's happening to you, right? But as you get older, you realize it's happening for you. And it's all about mindset, and it's all about perception. Yes, you have inherited this trauma. Yes, this trauma did happen to you. Yes, you're right, it wasn't okay. But as an adult, you go, okay, now I'm responsible for my trauma, my feelings, my emotions, my life. Why? It's so that way you could learn to overcome all of this. So you could become this, you can remember your divinity. Really, that's what it is. So you can remember your divinity. Like, do you see the key right here? They're saying, like, you needed to remember that you've always had the keys inside of you. Always. That you are the compass. You are the compass. You have to navigate your way through this. Yes, thank you, Salem. You need to navigate your way through this. They're saying you are the enlightened one. You are the enlightened one. And you are also showing, like, there are several people around you in your exact same disposition, like in their exact same, like, kind of mental space, or they're like maybe where you were a year ago or something like that, right? Sir, I love you. Come here. Okay. He doesn't like to be held, but oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Let's just take a moment for Salem. That's about it. He takes like 5 to 10 seconds of cuddles and he's like, get away from me. I'm done with you. Okay. Alright, sir. Okay. So they're saying that, like, there's other people around you who are watching you, but not in, like, the way that it's like the spy master. It's not in the way of, like, they're spying on you for, like, you know, awful reasons, or they're, like, trying to gossip about you or anything like that. It's like they are, I guess, clocking what you're doing because they're seeing the similarities in their life and your life. Like, they're like, oh, wait a second, like, I was also in a shitty situation like that. How did they get out? How did they do that? You are a catalyst. You are a catalyst. You are meant to be here to change the world. Changing the world ain't easy, babe. You are totally meant to be here to be a living example. I know that nobody else around you, like, you feel like you have no examples or anything like that, but you are literally here to change the world. You are literally here to show the way. To show the way. You are a compass. And they're showing me old school. Like, they're saying, like, old school because you see how, like, it's an old school compass, like, right there? And it's, like, a map, and there's, like, you know, like, the string, and I think that's string, but it's, like, a rolled up, like, scroll of a map, and I'm just like, wait a second. Like, they're showing me how they're showing me how you are in the early days, you are in the early days of this new way of thinking, the new wave. You're in the early days of the new wave. The like, the 5D, they're saying, like, you're in the early days. So this thing is, like, old school. I think that's the reason why they wanted me to pull this deck, because they also have, like, these old school lanterns. So they're showing me how, like, it's like the dark ages of the new earth or something like that, or the 5D or something like that. So it's like it's becoming more and more popular, but only amongst certain groups. So there's still a lot of people who are not in this mindset, have no interest in this mindset, or have no exposure to it, quite honestly. But you are quite literally the lantern, the compass, the catalyst. You are the adventurer. And you are also, like, the walker, you know? Like, you're kind of like this person that's like, you're going around and you're like, I will release everything and anybody, anyone that no longer resonates with me. Like, it's like a zero tolerance energy that I'm getting. And there's also, like, a sense of grief here. The botanist. So they're saying that you're, like, creating a new legacy. You're creating a new legacy. I don't know if you have kids, but they're saying like you're also showing your kids the new way. You're showing your kids the new way is what I'm hearing. They're also showing me like they're I hear that bird. I'm like a bird, I only fly away. I don't know where my home is. Like they're saying it's like you need to know that your home is you, right? So anywhere you lay your head down, that is home. You're creating a new legacy. I'm hearing that you're also going to be like low-key like famous or something. Like people are going to know about you. You are waking people up by your example. You're waking people up by your example. You have this awareness. You are very self-reflective and you're like, I know what is okay. I know what is not okay. And for me, that energy is not okay. I will move on. But I feel the grief. I feel the grief of like letting all that go. And my love, I want to tell you that I know that it's hard. I know that it is very difficult. But you are stronger than anything. You are able to do this. Be firm in what you know. Don't let anybody gaslight you anymore into believing something other than your own truth. I love you. I love you so much. I hope this helps you.